talked about how we stand together, how we move together, but the reason we dance is not just to hold a pretty girl next to us, but it's that we're motivated by the music. So now we're at the topic of timing and musicality. And the timing part is a lot of different things. I mean, it could be timing the steps, could be timing the way I move my leg relative to the thing I'm standing on. But the musicality is that timing of motion and body parts to the sound, or making our bodies look like that which is playing. An integration of music and movement. And that's what we'd like to talk about now. Of course, at the very basic level, because our skills are maybe not high enough to really get that expressive, but let's just talk about a little bit of musicality and timing now.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about it first of all, within the waltz form. So a lot of times you'll hear us count, and it's just instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you'll hear us, we kind of have a funny little way of saying, a 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3. Well, the is the preparation to move. So we're not just going to step 1. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the is the bend and sin that Jim's talking about earlier. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And it's a good idea to get into the practice of actually singing it out in that way. It kind of helps you sort of use the music and use every part of it. Another way to practice is to realize that each beat has a certain length of time, and if you would actually put an and on the end of everything, let's say I would go 1, 2, if I went to 3, a lot of times we say you lower at the end of 3, I could say 3 and. I could have 1 and, 2 and, 3 and. 1 and is the leg swinging under. 2 is taking the weight. And is coming up. 3 and is coming back down. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and. And I think that's a really great way to practice because you feel all the parts of the step, the leg swinging under, taking the weight onto the next step, the leg pulling up, taking the weight onto that left foot, and then taking the next step, leg swinging under the body, and putting the weight on the foot and pulling it up. So you have all the parts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. And that's in the waltz, and Jim might have something to expand on with that.
Well, I think it's helpful when you're breaking down counts, and the more breakdown you have, for example, if we just generically say 1, 2, 3, that's fine. If we sing it with intent, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that even has more importance. But if we break it down even further, like Janelle's saying, 1 and 2 and 3, and we can become even more accurate with our movement. So when partnering, by timing this together, we're stepping on the sound and collecting on the and. Step on the sound, collect on the and. Step on the sound, collect on the and. So our legs are constantly going through a higher definition movement. Now this may not seem that important at the very beginning level, but it gives you a mentality about counting your music.
And then also in foxtrot, I'll just take a moment on the timing of foxtrot.
That.
In the bronze foxtrot, a lot of times people, they know it's slow, slow, quick, quick, but they can't figure out how to divide the slow. And so the slow is 2 beats, 1, 2. So I like to think of it being, you've taken the weight onto the step on 1, and you're collecting the weight under the body on 2. Then taking the weight on 1, collecting the weight on 2, and stepping side for quick, quick. So I'd have 1, 2, 1, 2, quick, quick. And if I were going backwards, 1, the 2 is me bringing my leg underneath the body. 1, 2, quick, quick. 1, 2, 1, 2, quick, quick. And sometimes we can say things like slowly, slowly, quick, quick, slowly, slowly, quick, quick. By having 2 syllables, it helps you remember that there are 2 beats.
So now when we dance this together, we're going to be very, very accurate because we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our timing together is thinking in the same way. Which also, if you could get a close-up shot of our feet while we do this, it will make an impression, I think, leading back, just stepping back briefly to footwork. As Janelle does her backward walk, you can see how articulate her foot and ankle is. She's always rolling through her feet. So the timing also helps us match foot and leg action. So our articulate leg and foot action matches better when we do this together. 1, 2, 1, 2, side, close. And then I'll do it backwards. 1, 2, 1, 2, side, close. So as I'm striking with my heel forward, Janelle's heel is releasing. As I'm putting my ball on the floor, her heel is striking. So our feet match perfectly in terms of our timing. So not only do we have good timing, that to the music, but our footwork matches perfectly. So go back a little bit, and as we talked about footwork, that we always walk forward with the heel when we're down, and we roll through the heel when we go backwards. We move to the side with the toe. These footwork things blend totally into the timing mechanism, and it makes the dancing look beautiful.